Right, well, one of my friends is currently in the process of using me as his journal again today, so I am going to mute this so this doesn't go ballistic every single time. So, greetings, this is Faolan, and he is talking in the Harit voice for a specific reason. Be faster, as a new video. Yeah, it was told to me in my stream the other day that Starfield has more information out on it besides just a cutscene. I'm hoping, because it says gameplay reveal. You can't see it behind my image, but it does say gameplay reveal. So I'm hoping we actually get a decent looking game. Now, I don't hold much faith. The same goes for the next Elder Scrolls game, because Bethesda's in my shitbooks right now. Oblivion is one of my favourite games of all time. It was a point in my life where all I ever used to play was Oblivion, Neverwinter Nights, and one of the Pokemon games. I adore Oblivion with a passion of the suns. But I also really like Skyrim. I've been up and down with Skyrim, but I've landed on I really freaking like it, especially with mods. Skyrim is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I've loved my stream series that I've done on it. It's been a lot of fun. I do enjoy Skyrim. And I'm pretty sure once I finally get the Steam link, hopefully in October, November this year, I'll download Morrowind and I'll finally play through Morrowind. More than likely, I'll need a wiki by my side at all times so I know where the fuck I'm going. But I'm hoping to actually get into Morrowind and play Morrowind. I do like a lot of its systems from the little bit I've played of it. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I can actually get into fucking Morrowind, but I've always had trouble with that one. But either way, like, you know, I've never been able to finish Fallout 3. I think Fallout 3 is unbelievably boring with some really good set pieces. I think the only good Fallout games have been made by Obsidian. At least the ones I've played. I've never played the originals, but New Vegas is fucking fantastic. I love Fallout New Vegas a great deal. It's unbelievably good. Fallout 4 would have been a hell of a lot better if it wasn't a Fallout game. And we're not even talking about 76. Watch Internet Historian's video if you haven't seen it already. Fallout 76 was the reason I was banned on Twitter, basically. Fallout 76 is atrocious. One of the worst launches of all time. And I wouldn't even... even if they pull a No Man's Sky, fuck them. There's no saving that game. Fuck that whole thing. The fact is that for a long time, they have leaned on the crutch that their games being a broken mess is part of the fun. People are done with that now. They're done with it. They don't have that excuse anymore. I hope people stick with their guns. Because the worst thing about the gaming... the reason why the gaming industry is so bad is because gamers are fucking idiots and they put up with it. That's why. If it wasn't profitable, they wouldn't fucking do it. You know, if people actually voted with their wallet, they wouldn't fucking do it. So, long story longer. Yeah, that's the introduction for this. They're in my shitbooks. So, even if this looks fucking fantastic, I'm still gonna wait for gameplay. That being said, in my stream, it was basically suggested that what I could do is I could buy a pass for Xbox, play it when it came out, and do a blind series of it, or at least until I got fed up with it, which I'm very tempted to do, just on principle. However, if I do that, it'll be a week or so after launch, because Fallout 76 bricked people's computers, among many other things, and I love my computer a great deal. I don't want to do that to this computer. So, yeah. Anyway, let's watch this. I've heard that it's more like Fallout than Elder Scrolls, which instantly puts me in the meh category. So.
Control, this is Constellation Starship Frontier. We're ready to start on your signal.
I've heard that they've actually upgraded the engine as well. But to me, that's still like using an automatic crossbow in an era of automatic rifles. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, cool. You can fire multiple bolts at the same time. This person has a fucking machine gun. In fact, the machine gun's the standard at this point.
Grab jump commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Also, no alien races. Boom. At least playable. Fuck me, even the music is very Fallout. Like, that's just like a space version of, like, getting out of the vault for the first time.
We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield.
I wonder if Toddbot on Discord's being updated.
Game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space.
Space!
So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
Crete. Neat. Why do all these places look the same with like coral and shit? Like every fantasy kind of like, not fantasy, every sci-fi planet always looks like this. This could be like Mass Effect for all I know, you know what I mean? It's basically underwater without the water, you know? Ah, you're finally awake. Please say that. Is that me? Am I the robot? Wow, this is Fallout. Like, the movement, you can feel it.
The abandoned research facility is in this direction.
Okay. I can just see the person behind the fucking control, because it's obviously a controller they're using, being very, very careful about their movements to make sure people can see what's going on. You know, you should join the Legion or the Stoneblokes. You don't need to be a Nord for fight for home. Oh, whatever the fuck he says. Yeah. There's the Mirelurks. Crete. Oh shit, No Man's Sky. Alright. Where's my tissue? That's a dog poo bag. Damn it, I don't have a tissue on me. Oh well. No, you're not going anywhere. They've heard the poo, me rustling the poo bag and come walking in. You're not going anywhere?
Fleet are using the facility.
I hope that long ass animation doesn't play every time. It's cool for a video like this, but when you're in the game, it's annoying. Right, do we have iron sights? Do I actually have crosshairs and shit? Or are you making the same mistake you've made prior? That's what I want to know. Do I have to guess where the fire goes, or can I actually aim? Alright, there's a mild crosshair. Alright, at least with that one. I'm coming up here. Come on. There's nothing here that sticks out. It seems very by the numbers so far. I'm not going to be saying it's bad, but Outer Worlds had a sense of humor. You know, is that dick pics? It's dick pics. I know it says diggy pics, but that's dick pics. All right, here's my dick pics, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, digi pics. That's what it is. You're gonna pay for that. It's very by the numbers. So I'm not blown away just yet. It just looks like space Fallout so far. Even the music's very Fallout. And if that's the case, it'll probably just have all the same issues.
After some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
New Atlantis? That's a very silly name to call your city. I wonder what's gonna happen to it. Do you think it'll go underwater? Well, this is more life than it looks like in Fallout, at least, but I suppose it would make sense considering it's not post-apocalyptic. Oh, it's your Pip-Boy.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
Well, your face doesn't look tired, at least, so that's good.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all.
Okay.
What's out there?
Oh, okay.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking
random
for.
alien artifacts? Oh.
As to what they are, what they're building.
The Ark of the Covenant.
You'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
Okay. Well, the facial animation's not great, but it's a lot better, I'll give him that. For Bethesda, it's pretty good. It's still obviously Bethesda, but it's better. Although I am gonna be waiting for the mod where they turn off the restrictions so their face is like...
Beautiful, isn't it? The man who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
Of course, the settled systems is full of groups with other priorities.
That's the Crimson Fleet! Everybody get ready!
The fleet doesn't follow the rules. Agreed to work for you.
There's a settlement that needs your assistance. There's a space station that needs your assistance. I've got another space. Oh god, it is! It is them! Oh no!
Protect the people of the Freestar Collective.
Oh no. Please, please, no Preston Garvey equivalent, please.
The only way out is death.
The path ahead may be dangerous.
That thing looked cool.
But we are not stopping.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Because whatever lies at the end of this road
are you comfortable?
Will change humanity.
Yeah, okay. She's flying in my arms. She's flying in your arms tonight. She's sitting
That gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story. It's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make.
You say that every
And
time, mate, but your choices are skin deep.
It's our most flexible yet. You can customize all the elements of how you look.
Okay. I like that. Do you know what? There's one thing I will say, actually. One thing I hate about a lot of modern character creation, and in fact, Bethesda's character creations prior, is the inability to look behind your fucking character. Dude, the amount of times in Skyrim and Fallout 4 I've chosen a hairstyle only to learn that it looks fucking ridiculous from behind because I can't actually turn my character beyond this is ridiculous. Give us the option to turn our character around. And it looks like this one actually does that, which is nice. So that's a good thing at least.
Flexible yet.
So I like the look of the character creator.
All
I
the
do.
elements of how you look.
What I don't like is the fact that you can only play people. So in before the furry mod. That was actually the last time I played Fallout 4. I played with a furry mod. It was fun. Watching a fox girl go, "I'm the Silver Shroud," and the fact that her pretending to be the Silver Shroud is the weirdest thing about her, while everyone around her looks normal. But yeah. I could spend a few hours on this though. That's
You'll
nice.
pick a background that gives you 3 starting skills.
Diplomat, explorer, gangster. See, this is where they lose me though. I would much rather create my own background using the Oblivion system, where I can choose my own, I can name it, I can give it a bio, I can choose the skills associated with it. You know, Oblivion system. That would be nice. But at least there's more RPG elements in this than Fallout 4, at least. So that's something from first glance, at least. Diplomat. That sounds nice. I'm hoping... I'm always a big fan of speech crafting in games when it's used. Kind of useless in Skyrim, but in games it's used, it's very powerful.
Says here you spent some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique advantages and disadvantages.
Good! Good! We're bringing back the Daggerfall system. Yes! I like that. Let me have... Because that's the thing. It comes with that in real life. When you have an inherent gift in one area, there's a decent chance that you have an inherent disadvantage in other areas as well, because that's the way people fucking work. So, and I am, as someone who likes them, like you saw from my Skyrim series that I did on this channel, like the live stream one, I like to make characters. After I've played through the game initially and I've done everything that there is to see, I like to make characters. I like to play through with specific character traits in mind, and this kind of stuff really helps with that. You know, being kind of a... You know, tunneling into one kind of ideal character and if the game allows me to be that character, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, without making a bunch of caveats.
But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character plays and develops. The skill system combines the best from our previous games, and you can unlock new skills as you level up, and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges. Right,
okay, I'm alright with that. So it really is like a mix. Let's have a look. Sniper certification, unlock sniper... So my question is this grey layer, grey red, grey yellow, grey blue, is that linked, or is that just the first level? So in order to progress down to the bronze level, will I need to go through grey, blue, and indigo first, before bronze? So will I need so many grey skills to unlock blue skills, and then with blue skills unlock indigo skills, and then with indigo skills unlock the final bronze skills? Is that how it's going to work? Or are these connected? You know what I mean? I think it'll work that way, which sucks, because sniper certification, why the fuck do I need so many of these skills in order to be good with sniper rifles? If I want to be good with sniper rifles, I don't want to be good with automatic fucking rifles or pistols first. I want to focus on snipers. You know, I want to focus on one or two specific weapons rather than fucking around with a bunch of them. You know what I mean? So that I don't like. It's something in the fall. That was something I've not liked in a few games. So we'll see, but I actually like that about... I do like... I suppose a bunch of games have that, like Skyrim have that. But I think with Skyrim system, it's not so blatant. This is a very MMO-style system that I'm not a fan of. But it just means that I'll plan ahead of time. There'll be a builder up there, and I'll plan it ahead of time. But, yeah. It's interesting. I'm not against it. We'll see. We'll see.
From our previous games.
Heavy weapons. 3 out of 4. Aiming down. Okay, this is fine. I'm into this. I'm into this kind of thing. I like RPGs.
And you can unlock.
So I unlock it, and then I advance it.
Wait a minute. Games.
Yeah. Heavy weapon certification. Kill 250 enemies with a heavy weapon. So do I unlock it first and then progress it by actually actively using that weapon, or do I just progress it by actively using that weapon? Are some of these ones that I have to unlock? Or does it work like Skyrim? So does it work like Fallout 4 or does it work like Skyrim? Or is it a combination of the two? That's what I want to know.
And you can unlock new skills as you level up, and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges.
Alright, so I select the skill. I like the art, by the way. That's really cool. I select the skill, and then once I have that unlocked, I start completing challenges to actually rank it up. I like that. I like that, because what that does is it forces you to make a decision rather than holding on to skill points like people like me do. Which forces you towards a more naturalistic playstyle rather than saving all up for that big perfect build. Because over time you fuck yourself up because there's a lot of shit that you could be progressing that you're not progressing because you're not unlocking shit to progress it. Okay.
And there's deep crafting systems, from running research projects
for Bethesda, we'll see.
To crafting weapon mods. And
that being said, the thing in Fallout 4 I enjoyed the absolute most, the best thing ultimately about Fallout 4 was crafting. Not the building, the crafting. I legitimately really liked slowly going through that game, upgrading my armor, improving it, and seeing visual changes on my armor and weapons as I went. That was the big thing. I don't care so much about stats as I care about those visual changes. Even if I got no stat boost whatsoever, the sheer fact that it changed the way this shit looked would make me do that. Because visuals are important to me with games like this. Customization is important to me. So going through the game with power armor and upgrading the power armor, swapping out the materials and gaining better materials, slowly upgrading that power armor to the best suit it could possibly be. We're at the point at the end of the game compared to the start of the game, the only thing that's remained consistent is the frame. The entire power armor is swapped out, but the frame is made consistent. There's something I like about that, about Fallout 4, that progression of crafting. That progression of visual change as you go. I do legitimately enjoy that. I'd also like to see an extended Morrowind-style armor system. Fallout 4 had a bit of that, but the vast majority of the really cool armors didn't allow you to have a base layer underneath it. It was just one fucking slab, and ultimately wasn't as powerful as a base layer with add-ons. So, which resulted in most people going with that. But we'll see.
To survive.
So there's that visual improvement then. I do enjoy that.
And you can build your own outposts.
Right. Build our own outposts. I am okay with this. If I'm into the game, I can heavily get into this. However, Bethesda, you have to fix your fucking physics engine. Because if I spend like 6 fucking hours building up a place and putting all my trophies on display and the knickknacks I've gathered from my adventures, I don't want to teleport back in only for them to all appear on the floor or to go whoop, jump in the air and fuck around every single time, resulting in every single time I go back to base needing to spend the next 2 to 3 hours fixing all of it or just giving up entirely and shoving it in a fucking storage unit. You had this in Skyrim, where you had these display units that you couldn't fucking use because nothing would fit into it properly because the collision was fucked. And if you did fit something into it, it would fucking phase through the fucking thing. Mods fixed it. On top of that, you had a limit of what you could actually put in these bases. So if you got heavily into the structure, you wouldn't actually have enough room to put decorations or useful utilities in it. Because you would have used all your space up on building the basic structure. This is really apparent in the Vault whatever it's called DLC in 4, where if you actually built vault rooms, if you actually designed this place as a vault where you had different chambers and compartments going to different locations, you can't do it without mods on PC because the limitation basically prevents you from even building the basic chamber structure because you run out of fucking memory. So if this is going to work, you're going to need to fuck around with that memory. And we all know why it's there in the first place. It's because your engine leaks like fucking crazy and it would brick consoles. And it would brick PCs if they couldn't handle it as well. That's why. So you need to get your system fixed first before you can implement this, which something tells me you're not going to do, so this is going to have that same memory problem, which means the only way to properly get into this will be on PC. It will be a feature that's kind of useless on console.
These act as a home away from home for survival and resource generation.
I like the idea.
You can choose where and
yeah,
how
no, they
to
still
build
have
each
it.
one.
Look.
You can choose
build limit. Wait a minute.
Away from
yeah, look, they still have it. The build limit down there. It's still there. So it's still going to be a problem. You'll design this awesome base and you won't be able to put much shit inside of it.
Home for survival and resource generation. You can choose where and how.
See, I'm the kind of person, when I do it, I like to invite all the NPCs and all the companions into one major hub. And that's where I hang out, that's where I put all my trophies on display, that's my main thing. And I like to build this mini city, essentially. This is typically in Sanctuary, in Fallout 4, or it's in the Minuteman kind of base thing. That's where I tend to do it. And the problem with that is, yeah, everyone you run out of space, so you can't actually put everything you want to put in there. So you have to split things up more, and it's just not as... I don't like it as much, but yeah.
And you can hire characters you meet to keep it up and running.
Yeah.
But that's not all.
It's space Fallout 4.
You can even build your own spaceships.
That's cool. That's really cool. Depending on how in-depth it is as well. Because if it's basic as fuck, then it'll be nice, but still. Most people go with the same thing, especially if there's stats involved. You can choose crew members.
And yes, you can completely customize the look and layout. There's loads of different modules, ship manufacturers, and more. I have to say, it's so cool.
That I could get heavily into.
Crew members and layout.
Engine thrust. It does have stats related to it.
There's loads of different modules, ship manufacturers, and more. I have to say, it's so cool.
Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I could really get into that. That's badass. The best thing about that will be seeing what the community online can make.
It's how the ship looks. It's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon systems. Because yes, you can fly it.
Can you fly it really? Or can you fly it like you can fly dragons in Skyrim? I remember a leak years ago talking about how they couldn't actually do this, like developing this part of the game was impossible because the engine they were running at just could not handle it. So, yeah. I mean, it's nice floating in space and all, but what you're doing... Oh, you're fighting, okay. Oh, that looks so janky. It does look janky. It doesn't look very responsive. Yeah. This is the kind of thing, like, I like building the ship, but spending a lot of time up there, I imagine that could be a very hollow experience, we'll see.
For all of you to experience the game, thanks again.
We can't wait for all of you to give us money.
Thanks for all the support you've given us over the decades, especially on this game. It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning, for it's when all of you play it that the real journey begins. And you may be wondering, just how big is this game? So we thought
16 times the planets.
Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison.
Looks like Earth. I like it.
You can land into Atlantis, but you can also land and explore anywhere on the planet. And it's not just this planet. It's all the planets in the system. From barren but resource-heavy ice balls to Goldilocks planets with life. And not just this system.
Can you truly land anywhere, or is it going to put you in like a general area based on where you click?
All open for you to explore. We can't wait.
There's going to be a lot of RNG there, like random generator stuff. Because this is Bethesda we're talking about, and the fact is that the Bethesda is really fucking amazing at making worlds. That's what they're good at. They are fucking incredible at making worlds. That's it. So, I mean, some of these are absolutely fucking stunning. They really are. Let's go back a minute. Wait a minute. Gonna click on it again. Look at that. Look at this with all the fucking crystals. That is fucking gorgeous. There's actually places in the world where, they're in caves, and these caves are so unbelievably hot due to the gases these things produce, that it'll actually break a lot of electronic equipment. But yeah, they're the crystal caves. There's a documentary you can watch on them from a multiple year ago. It's unbelievable. It's like a different world. Incidentally, this is another reason why why I want them to do a Elder Scrolls game based on Elsewhere. Because Elsewhere has crystal caves like this, and it's by far the most interesting continent in terms of geography that they haven't covered yet. So I really want them to do Elsewhere at some point. But yeah, that's fucking stunning. It's absolutely stunning. But here's the problem. You walk up here, you go in that cave, you shoot a bunch of things as you walk around, you grab some basic ass thing, you click, you leave, and you do that ad nauseum like a billion times over. Like, it's stunning, but the gameplay gets old. That is stunning as well. It looks like a scene from Walking with Dinosaurs. Stunning again. Like, these locations are gorgeous. But that's what Bethesda's good at. Notice they're not really showing basic gameplay. They're showing locations. They're showing a bit of customization. And it's probably because that's all I've got. When you actually play the game yourself, it'll be a lot of busy work, it'll be a lot of jankiness, it'll be a lot of the same basic Bethesda bullshit that we're all kind of tired of at this point. And it won't be until people start modding the game where it really takes off. So at least it looks like it has more RPG elements than Fallout 4, but the question is, does it have more actual RPG elements? Not mechanic RPGs, but role-playing. I want role-playing in my RPG.
It's not just
not leveling up necessarily. I want leveling up. I want skills and abilities and shit like that, but the quintessential definition of an RPG is the role-playing game. It's not called an unlockability game. Otherwise, most fucking shooters or games in general would be considered RPGs these days, because this is just a core. Like, every fucking, Far Cry game would be considered an RPG, but they're not RPGs. They're shooters. So, I want role-playing in my RPG, not just upgrades. So if it doesn't have that, then it kind of fails as an RPG. But it can still be fun. Like Skyrim's like that, but Skyrim's still fun because it allows some of it because of how open-ended it is. But I'm very skeptical towards Bethesda. It does look like a game that I would enjoy and would have fun with. And unlike Fallout, it doesn't have the pedigree that Fallout has, where it's got that thing that kind of weighs it down. So there is something here that can be enjoyable. I want to get my hands on the fucking character creator. I'll say that much. That's one thing I want to fuck around with. See what kind of actual options you have. It's a shame that you can just be a human, though. It sucks. I'll try my best to make a character that looks like me again. If they have decent beards, we'll see. But yeah. My opinion hasn't really changed. It's exactly what we all expected it to be. It's Fallout or Skyrim in space. More so Fallout. It's Fallout 4 in space. That's all it is. And I look at this... Maybe it's me being racist, but I look at this dude and all I can think is, another settlement needs your help. That's all I can think of. I'm having PTSD looking at this dude. Just put him in a fucking cowboy hat. He doesn't talk the same. He doesn't sound the same, but he looks the same. And I'm not just saying that because he's black. He has that same fucking facial structure. Wait a minute. Where's fucking Preston Garvey? I'll show you what I mean. Because you know I'm right. Preston Garvey, Fallout 4. It looks like the same dude. It really does. Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a young one. He looks like a young Preston. That's what he looks like. Wait a minute. Let's get him up. Right. Save image as downloads. Add image. Yeah, look, it looks like a young Preston. Like, this guy's lived in the apocalypse, so you can see, you know, his eyes are heavier. He's a little older, a little bit more definition around his mouth and his eyes, but they do look so similar. I don't know, whatever. I'm just having flashbacks. But yeah, another space station requires your assistance. But no, I mean, yeah, my basic opinion is the same opinion that I've heard a lot of my friends say at this point, where it's like, I'm interested, but I'm gonna wait to actually until the game is out to decide. And quite frankly, that's the smart thing to do. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it's like. Fingers crossed it's good, because I love Oblivion. I really like Skyrim. I want more of that. But, yeah. Microsoft owns both Bethesda and Obsidian. I'm just saying that, you know. Microsoft owns enough companies to make the greatest RPG of all time. I'm just putting that out there. But, yeah. We'll see. I don't have much faith, but we'll see. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.